Welcome. Tonight is a calm night train ride in the rain. No sudden sounds, no twists, just slow, gentle words to help you rest. Set your volume low, get comfortable, and let the night carry you. You are not in a hurry tonight. You are not trying to arrive early. You are not trying to win time. You are not trying to solve anything. Tonight, you simply step onto a quiet train. The platform is dim, not dark, just soft. A row of lights stretches into the distance, each one surrounded by a gentle halo in the rain. The rain is steady, not dramatic, not loud, just a smooth, patient sound on metal and stone. You walk slowly. Your footsteps are calm. The air is cool and clean, with that faint scent of wet pavement and night air. Ahead of you, the train waits. Its windows glow warmly, like small rooms already prepared for rest. The doors are open. There is no rush, no crowd pressing forward. Only quiet movement and the gentle presence of the rain. You step inside, and immediately the world changes. Outside, the air was open and wet. Inside, the air is warmer, still, and softly dry. The sound of the rain becomes a layer behind glass, steady and muffled. The train smells like clean fabric and warm electricity. A faint hint of metal, a faint hint of something comforting, like a place that moves but still feels safe. You move down the aisle. The lights inside are low, designed for comfort, not attention. No harsh brightness, no sharp shadows, just a calm glow that makes everything feel slower. You find your seat. It is by the window. The seat is soft but supportive, the kind of comfort that does not pull you into sleep instantly, but makes it easier to let go. You sit down, and your body settles. Your shoulders drop, your hands loosen, your jaw unclenches. Your breathing becomes slower, almost without you deciding. You place your hands in your lap, one hand, then the other. You do not need to hold anything. You do not need to check anything. Tonight is allowed to be simple. Outside the window, the rain continues. Drops gather and slide, gather and slide. Small trails of water move down the glass, catching the light of the platform, then disappearing. Somewhere outside, a distant sound, a soft announcement you do not need to understand. It fades quickly. The train keeps its quiet. You look down the aisle. A few other passengers sit quietly. No loud voices, no bright screens, just calm, private little moments. You turn your attention back to the window. The platform lights reflect in the wet ground. They stretch into long, soft lines, trembling slightly with the rain. Everything looks gentler through water. You breathe in, and you breathe out. In again, out again. The train gives a small movement, almost like a quiet stretch. A subtle shift of weight, a gentle vibration through the seat. Not loud, not sudden, just the feeling of something preparing to move. Then slowly, the train begins. A soft pull forward, a smooth glide. The platform starts to drift away. The outside world begins to slide by, very slowly at first. Lights move, then soften, then disappear behind you. The rain stays. It stays on the window. It stays in the sound. It stays as a calm texture around the night. You watch as the station becomes smaller, not because you need to track it, only because it is easy to let your eyes follow something that moves slowly. The train gathers a little more speed, not fast, just steady. A quiet rhythm begins beneath everything, a gentle hum of motion, a soft, consistent sound that your body can relax into. The window becomes a moving picture, dark shapes of trees, soft lights from distant buildings, a few glowing reflections in puddles. Everything passes without asking you to react. Everything is outside, and you are inside, safe, warm, supported. You let your head rest slightly back against the seat. You do not force anything. You do not try to sleep. You simply allow your body to become heavier. The rain taps softly against the window, but the sound is smooth, not sharp. It is like a blanket of noise, steady and even. Your breathing stays slow. In, out, in again, out again. If a thought appears, it can drift. You do not need to complete it. You do not need to follow it. You can let it pass like the lights outside. A thought comes. A thought goes. The train continues. The rain continues. The warm light inside continues. And your body begins to understand that tonight is not for effort. Tonight is for letting go. You watch the window again. Drops slide down. Lights blur softly. Darkness holds the spaces between. Nothing sudden happens. Nothing demands your attention. The train carries you forward, and you do not need to do anything at all. You can simply ride. You can simply breathe. In, out, in, out. And with every minute, you feel a little quieter inside, a little softer, a little more ready to rest. The outside world keeps moving, and you remain calm, warm, still, as the rain and the train become one gentle, steady rhythm. The train keeps moving, not fast, just steady, a smooth forward motion that your body does not need to think about. Inside, the light remains low, warm, soft, the kind of light that makes your eyes feel calmer. You stay by the window, and you let the outside world become a slow painting. Dark fields, lines of trees, a few distant lights that appear and fade again. Everything passes without asking anything from you. The rain on the glass continues. Drops gather, then slide, gather, then slide. Some trails move slowly, some move quickly. You do not need to follow any of them. You can simply notice that they move. You breathe in, and you breathe out. In again, out again. The seat supports you. Your shoulders stay low. Your hands stay still. Your jaw stays loose. You're doing nothing, and it feels good. The train makes a soft sound beneath everything. A quiet hum, a gentle vibration, not sharp, not harsh, just a steady rhythm, like the night has its own heartbeat. You listen without focusing. You let the sound be there. You let it hold the silence. Outside, a small town appears, only for a moment, a cluster of warm lights, reflections in wet streets. The rain makes everything shine. Then the town drifts away again. Darkness returns, and you notice how comfortable that darkness is, not empty, just quiet. You lean back slightly, not all the way, just enough to feel your neck relax, just enough to feel your head become heavier. The window is cool nearby. You do not need to touch it. You only need to watch it. Drops slide down the glass, soft lines of water, soft lines of light, then darkness again. Your breathing stays slow. In, out, in, out. If thoughts appear, they can be distant, like the lights outside. They show up for a moment, then they pass. You do not chase them. You do not grab them. You let them go. The train continues. The rain continues. And the steady movement makes time feel less important. Minutes do not need to be counted. You do not need to know where you are. You do not need to know how far you have gone. You are not measuring. You are not planning. You are simply being carried. You notice the aisle again. A few seats, few quiet passengers. Some may be sleeping. Some may be looking out their windows too. No one is loud. No one is asking questions. Everyone is inside their own calm, and you are allowed to be inside yours. You let your eyes soften, not staring, not searching, just resting in the warm light. You breathe in, you breathe out. The rain stays steady, not changing, not building, not fading, just the same soft sound on the glass. The train hum stays steady too. The movement stays gentle. The seat stays supported. Everything stays consistent. And your body likes that. Your body trusts that. You feel your eyelids becoming heavier, a little slower to lift, a little slower to hold open. You do not force them closed. You let them decide. They can close for a moment, then open again, then close again, like a slow wave, like the rain sliding down the glass. A small station passes outside, a single light, a sign you do not read, a brief reflection. Then it is gone. Nothing about it matters. You do not need to remember it. You do not need to name it. You simply let it pass. You return to the steady rhythm, in, out, in, out. The train carries you. The rain surrounds you. The warm light stays soft, and the night feels long and gentle, as if it has all the time in the world, as if you have all the time in the world. You remain calm. You remain safe. And you let the motion continue quietly in the background of your mind. The outside world moves on, and you become more still. The train continues, and the rhythm becomes more familiar. At first, you notice it. Then, slowly, you stop noticing it. It becomes part of the background, a soft, steady motion that holds you gently. You shift slightly in your seat, not because you are restless, only because comfort has small adjustments. You pull your shoulders back just a little. You let your hands move slowly. You find the edge of a small blanket beside you. It is folded neatly, simple, soft. You lift it and place it over your legs. The warmth is not dramatic. It is quiet warmth, the kind that tells your body it is safe to relax deeper. You breathe in and you breathe out. In again, out again. Outside, the rain continues to slide down the window. Drops gather, drops move. The light from passing signs becomes long and soft, then disappears again. Inside, the train remains warm, still, low light, no harsh brightness, no sharp sounds, just the gentle hum beneath everything. You notice a small cup holder near your seat. A warm drink sits there, not hot, not steaming, just warm enough to feel comforting. You wrap your fingers around the cup. The warmth spreads slowly into your hands. You do not drink quickly. You do not drink for energy. You take one small sip, then you pause. You let the warmth stay with you. You take another small sip, and you place the cup back down. Nothing needs to be rushed. Everything is slow tonight. You lean back again. You feel the blanket on your legs. You feel the support of the seat. You feel the steady motion of the train, and you let your body become heavier. Not heavy in a difficult way, heavy in a comfortable way, like settling into a safe place. The rain sound stays even. No thunder, no sudden bursts, just steady rain on glass. The train sound stays even too, a soft hum, a gentle vibration, like a quiet engine far away. Your breathing stays low and slow, in, out, in, out. If a thought appears, it can drift. It can float for a moment, then pass, like the lights outside the window. A small, bright shape appears, then it slides away, then darkness returns. You do not need to follow anything. You do not need to hold anything. You can let everything go. You let your eyelids soften. They close for a moment, then open a little, then close again. The opening and closing is slow, natural, unforced, like a calm wave. You breathe in and you breathe out. You feel the warmth of the cup still in your hands. You feel the blanket still on your legs. You feel the seat still holding you. Everything stays steady. The train passes through a darker stretch now. Fewer lights outside, more long quiet spaces. The window becomes mostly night, and in that darkness, you can feel how easy it is to stop thinking. The mind tries to name things, to plan, to review, but tonight you do not need to. Tonight you can rest. You can let the mind loosen. You can let it soften. You can let it become quiet. In, out, in, out. You notice the smallest details, a soft whisper of fabric when you shift, a faint creak of the seat, the steady rain, the steady hum, nothing sharp, nothing sudden, all of it smooth, all of it consistent. You take one more small sip of the warm drink. It is gentle, comforting, and then you set it down again. Your hands return to stillness. Your shoulders remain low. Your face remains soft. Your breathing remains slow. In, out. The train keeps carrying you. The rain keeps falling. The lights outside keep drifting past, and you keep becoming quieter inside, more still, more heavy, more ready to sleep. You do not need to try. You do not need to force it. The night does the work. The rain does the work. The steady motion does the work, and you simply allow it. In, out, in again, out again. Everything remains gentle. Everything remains calm, and you can drift softly as the train continues through the rain. The train keeps moving, and you do not need to know where you are. You do not need to know how far you have traveled. You do not need to count minutes. You are simply being carried. The rain continues on the window, soft, steady, patient. Drops gather, drops slide, gather, slide. The sound stays even. The light stays low. The seat stays supportive. The blanket stays warm. Everything remains consistent, and that consistency makes your body feel safe. You breathe in, and you breathe out. In again, out again. If thoughts appear, they can fade. You do not need to solve them. You do not need to finish them. You can let them pass like the lights outside. A light appears, it drifts, it disappears, and darkness returns. You let your eyelids grow heavier, not forcing them closed, just letting them soften, heavier, slower. Your face relaxes, your jaw is loose, your shoulders are low, your hands are still, your breathing is slow. In, out, in, out. The train hum remains gentle, a quiet vibration beneath everything. A soft, steady rhythm, Your body begins to match that rhythm, not on purpose, naturally. The rain stays steady too, like a calm layer over the whole night. You do not have to listen closely. You can let the sound become distant. You can let it blur. You can let it become a soft blanket around your thoughts. In, out, in again, out again. Outside, the world continues, but it does not reach you. It moves beyond the window, beyond the glass, beyond the warm light, and you remain inside, warm, quiet, safe. The train passes another small station, a few lights, a reflection. Then it is gone. Nothing changes inside your seat. Nothing changes in your breath. Nothing changes in the steady calm. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to stop thinking about tomorrow. You are allowed to let the day fall away. Everything can wait. Everything can be handled later. Right now, you only need to breathe. In, out, in, out. The blanket feels warm on your legs. The seat supports your back. The air feels calm. The rain feels steady. The motion feels gentle. You may notice your thoughts becoming softer, less sharp, less detailed, more like drifting shapes. A thought comes, then it fades. Another thought comes, then it fades. And between them, there is quiet, more stillness. You let your eyelids close for longer now. A few seconds, then longer still. You do not need to fight sleep. You do not need to chase it. You can simply allow it. The train will keep moving. The rain will keep falling. The night will keep holding you. And you can drift. You can rest. You can sleep. In, out, in again, out again. Everything remains gentle. Everything remains calm. And you are safe to let go now. Safe to soften. Safe to drift. As the night train continues through the rain, quiet and steady, until you no longer need to notice anything at all. You do not need to move. You do not need to adjust anything. The train is doing the moving for you. The night is doing the holding for you. The rain is doing the soft sound for you. And you are allowed to be completely still. You breathe in and you breathe out. In again, out again. The window stays cool. The rain stays steady. The drops keep sliding down in quiet lines. Some lines meet. Some lines separate. Some lines disappear. You do not follow any of them. You simply let them exist. The light inside the train remains soft, not bright, not sharp, just warm enough to feel safe, just dim enough to feel calm. The seat supports your body. The blanket rests on your legs. Your hands are still. Your shoulders are low. Your jaw is loose. Your forehead is smooth. And your breathing stays slow. In, out, in, out. If a thought appears, it can be quiet. It can be distant. It can fade before it finishes. You do not need to hold it. You do not need to complete it. You can let it pass, like a light outside the window. It appears, it drifts, it disappears, and darkness returns. The train hum remains steady, a gentle vibration beneath everything, not loud, not changing, just consistent, like a calm engine far away. Your body matches that rhythm. Your body relaxes into it. Your body becomes heavier little by little, not heavy in a hard way, heavy in a peaceful way, like sinking into comfort, like settling into warmth, like the day finally letting go of you. You breathe in and you breathe out, in again, out again. The rain continues, a steady layer, a soft blanket of sound, even, smooth, patient, nothing sudden, nothing sharp, nothing that asks you to pay attention. You can let your eyelids close and stay closed. You can let your eyes rest. You can let your mind rest. You can let your whole body rest. The train will keep moving. The rain will keep falling. The night will keep holding everything outside. And inside you remain safe, warm, quiet, still, in, out, in, out. You may notice the space between breaths, a small pause, a quiet gap, a soft moment of nothing. You can rest inside that pause. You can rest inside that quiet gap. You can let it expand. Breath in, pause, breath out, pause, in, pause, out, pause. Everything slows. Everything softens. Everything becomes less important. The day is over. Tomorrow can wait. Nothing needs to be done now. Nothing needs to be solved. Nothing needs to be decided. You are allowed to sleep. You are allowed to drift. You are allowed to let go. In, out, in again, out again. The rain stays steady on the window. The train stays steady on the track. The warm light stays soft, and you become quieter and quieter inside, until the words are only a gentle background, until the rain is only a gentle background, until the train is only a gentle background, and you can sleep. You can rest now. You can drift now, quietly, gently, safely. As the night train continues through the rain, steady and calm, until you no longer need to notice anything at all. If you'd like more quiet night train sleep stories, you can subscribe. And if you feel like it, a gentle like helps this channel grow. Thank you for being here. Good night.